Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled about today's breakdown because honestly, we're going to tear into a complete masterclass in narrative tension. We are looking at the intensely gripping opening sequence of a really fascinating sci-fi story called Lighted Text Tick, which translates to The Attached Text. So what are we doing today? We're going to dissect the anatomy of its opening hook. We'll explore exactly how the author uses sensory details, pacing, and just these incredibly striking visuals to pull us straight into an unknown world. If you love a story that just drops you right into the deep end, the kind where you're forced to piece together reality right alongside the main character, you are going to absolutely love this. So, let's get right into it.
Right. So, picture this. You open your eyes. You give this violent, jarring start. You're trapped. You're lying flat inside some kind of coffin, and you're strapped down tightly across your chest and your legs. And right in front of you, literally inches from your face, is frosted glass. You wipe it frantically with your bare hand. You reach out, your fingers desperately feeling around the edges, looking for anything. But there's no handle. You wipe the glass again. You're gasping for air. Panic is totally setting in as your heart just pounds fiercely in your chest. This is exactly how our protagonist, Samuel, wakes up. It's this immediate, breathless, intensely visceral reaction to being completely confined with absolutely zero memory of how he even got there. Okay, let's dive into this incredibly atmospheric world building. Through that little wiped-away patch of frosted glass, Samuel gets his very first glimpse of where he actually is. He's inside a dim train carriage. He can actually feel the subtle, rhythmic sway of the train as it curves gently to the left. But notice the intricate details the author weaves in here. The carriage is lit by these vague, dim blue lamps up on the ceiling. And in that faint, almost ghostly light, moths are fluttering around, blindly bumping into each other. I mean, it's such a brilliant, eerie touch, isn't it? It's not just some sterile, slick sci-fi environment. It feels forgotten. It feels slightly decaying and incredibly isolating. Honestly, the fluttering of the moths almost perfectly mirrors Samuel's own trapped, frantic panic inside his little glass cage.
But, and here's where it gets interesting, Samuel doesn't just stay in that state of panic. Let's trace his mental timeline. He forces himself to breathe. He reaches over, feels his own wrist, tracking his pulse until it slowly, steadily begins to settle down. The author uses this physical reset so beautifully. We transition from pure, breathless, adrenaline-fueled panic into a state of really calculated action. His heart rate drops, his focus narrows. He looks back at the glass right in front of him, and his now calmer eyes catch something he totally missed in his frenzy. A transparent plate etched with writing. And not just any writing. It's in Hebrew.
So Samuel just stares at these strange characters in that dim blue light. He actually tries to sound them out. His voice is super hesitant at first, but then it builds with this sudden, sharp realization. Ra-chie, Rakia, he shouts. It's this incredible moment where complete awe mixes with profound urgency. He has no idea why this word is there, but he instinctually understands he has to speak it out loud. This mysterious Hebrew text etched onto the transparent plate, it operates as a literal vocal password. The second the word leaves his lips, the environment responds. He just found the voice-activated key to his own cage.
Instantly, the glass sliding shut in front of him is accompanied by a massive mechanical shift. Click, click, room. The text literally spells out the heavy industrial sound design of the carriage reacting to his voice. It completely shatters the heavy silence of the train. It's not one of those quiet, sleek, futuristic hisses we're used to. It's a clunky, powerful, heavy mechanical response. And it's not just the coffin opening up. The very roof of the train carriage seemingly retracts and pulls back, stripping away the entire ceiling.
Now, what's really interesting about this is the sheer scale of the contrast the author is subjecting us to. In a matter of seconds, we go from the ultimate claustrophobia, a dark, freezing coffin where Samuel is strapped down, desperately gasping for a single breath of air, to sudden, overwhelming cosmic expansion. The retracted roof reveals a massive, glittering, starry sky. He can clearly see the blue constellation of the Pleiades and a glowing nebula shining brightly down on him. Samuel climbs out of the coffin, realizing he's practically naked and just shivering from the deep chill. And he's standing on a black, translucent floor that perfectly reflects the starry sky above, making it feel like he is literally floating in the vacuum of space. It is a stunning, whiplash-inducing visual pivot from absolute confinement to terrifying, infinite exposure.
So, standing barefoot and freezing on that star-reflecting floor, Samuel's attention abruptly shifts over to the wall of the carriage. We move from overwhelming cosmic awe to a very cool hyper-analytical focus. He spots a large black metallic cabinet, and right on this cabinet is an electronic plate glowing with a single highly distinct element in the dark, a red number 12.
There's no instruction manual here, there's no welcoming AI voice, just this stark, glowing red number silently demanding his attention. So what does he do? He reaches out and he touches the plate.
An electronic chirp sounds out, and the heavy cabinet doors automatically pull open. What follows is essentially a high-stakes escape room inventory check. Let's quickly walk through the gears Samuel is suddenly presented with, all bathed in that eerie blue light. First up, a white space-style suit. Over that, a heavy black bulletproof vest. Hanging nearby is a tactical belt equipped with a very standard modern 9mm pistol secured right in a holster, along with some spare magazines. And finally, attached to the belt is a strange, totally unfamiliar case housing some sort of controller. Make no mistake, he is being systematically armed for an entirely unknown threat.
Samuel pulls out this strange device that looks kind of like a controller. He presses the central button on it. Instantly, it lights up blue, and the keys begin to glow with a sharp, piercing red light. But it's the text on the small plate at the end of the controller that really deepens the mystery for us. It reads, 12 Disciples. So that glowing red 12 on the cabinet wasn't just a random locker number, it's a specific, meaningful designation. Who or what are the 12 disciples? And which one of them is Samuel? But before we can even process an answer, Samuel just presses the button again, turns off the light, and totally pragmatically returns the device to its case on his belt. And this brilliantly illustrates a storytelling technique that is absolutely crucial to hooking a reader's attention. We call it genre clash. Take a really close look at Samuel's gear. He's putting on a futuristic, white spaceship-style suit, exactly the kind of thing you'd expect in high sci-fi exploring the Pleiades, right? But then, he's layering a heavy black bulletproof vest over it and strapping a grounded, standard 9mm pistol with magazines to his waist. By pairing deep space sci-fi tropes with gritty, modern-day tactical firearms, the author totally defies our expectations. We don't actually know what kind of universe we're in anymore, and that makes us intensely curious to figure out the rules of this new reality.
But wait, because the mysteries just keep compounding as Samuel continues to inspect his suit. He notices a pocket on the shoulder. Attached to the outside of it is a golden shield pinned with a piece of jewelry shaped like a white heart. These are totally bizarre, almost religious or royal symbols, and they entirely contrast with the gritty tactical combat gear he just strapped on. And then he realizes something heavy is bulging from inside that shoulder pocket. He opens it up and pulls out a deck of cards. But guys, these aren't paper. It is a solid gold deck of cards, engraved with a red heart right in the center.
So Samuel takes this solid gold deck in his stiff, freezing hands. He opens it up to find two entirely black cards. One has the word Joker written in red text, the other says Queen. But when he flicks the stiff cards, boom, the absolute climax of the scene hits. Video-like images magically appear directly on the golden surfaces, and the imagery? It is horrifying. The Joker card reveals a grotesque woman in a red dress, thick blood actively dripping from her mouth. The text Jezebel appears below her as a target. The Queen card displays a figure described as blacker than black, literally a pulsating darkness, labeled with the target name Nimrod. Samuel isn't just some random survivor on a train, he is an assassin, and he has just received his cosmic hit list.
So the crucial point here is how masterfully this entire sequence is constructed to hook you. Let's just review the architectural steps of this opening. The author starts us off in complete sensory deprivation, trapped, breathless, blind. Then instantly hits us with massive cosmic expansion. The roof opens up to the terrifying infinite scale of a nebula. Next is tactical arming, equipping Samuel with spacesuits and 9mm pistols, grounding the wild sci-fi and gritty reality. And finally, threat identification, giving us the terrifying visual profiles of Jezebel and Nimrod. These four very specific steps create a relentlessly gripping narrative arc that completely, totally locks the reader in.
Which brings us to the ultimate question that this incredible opening sequence leaves us just burning to answer. We've seen the coffin, the stars, the armory, and the targets. But really, who are the 12 disciples? Why is Samuel armed with solid gold video playing cards and a 9mm pistol to take down a grotesque, blood-dripping woman and a pulsating entity of pure darkness? What exactly is he hunting out there in the reflection of the stars? The author has built a world that absolutely demands deeper exploration, hooking us flawlessly from the very first breathless gasp. I really hope you enjoyed this explainer as much as I enjoyed breaking it down for you. Keep asking questions and keep exploring. Catch you next time.